Hi everyone, today we'll be learning how to cut this beautiful neckline on pattern paper. So let's get started. Now to cut this neckline, you need to have a knowledge on how to draft a basic bodice. I've done a tutorial previously on how to draft a half bodice pattern. So I will be dropping the link in the description box on the basic bodice tutorial I had previously. Now we're working on just the front, and make sure your pattern is unfold. Okay, and then I've labeled all my lines. So I have my shoulder to my chest line, which is half of my arm circumference, shoulder to my bust point, shoulder to my underbust, and shoulder to my waistline. Okay, so definitely we all have different measurements, so you can't use what I use exactly. Okay, and now I'll be dividing my shoulder into two, okay, which I have done when I was drafting the basic bodice, but let me just do a repetition. So I'll come up by 1 inch from my bust point there, then I'll link that point to my mid shoulder. Then I'm going to blend up with my curved ruler like this. So there's nothing new, this is just my basic bodice pattern. Okay, then the neckline, I'm doing 3 by 3 because this neckline has a collar. Okay, if you're a plus size, you can do 3.5 by 3.5, but generally 3 by 3 is fine. Okay, so with my tracing wheel, I'll trace all of this to the other side of my pattern paper. Okay, because the paper is on fold, anything asymmetric has to be drafted on fold. So I have traced out, and I used my marker to trace out everything back to this side here. So now we'll go to the drafting of the neckline. Now this tutorial is 2 in 1. You could also use an insert if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to maintain the plunge. Now from my center front, we'll come down by at least, it depends on the depth of your bust point and your underbust. Now in the real picture, they came down as much as the underbust. Okay, but if you don't want to show too much, you can stop at the chest line, you can stop at the bust point, or you can go as far as the underbust. It depends. Okay, but just to get the idea, so let's say we want to stop at the bust point there. Then from the armhole there, from the shoulder line, you come down by at least 7. Yeah, because it's quite revealing, but if you feel it's too revealing, you could actually reduce it to about 6 or 5. Well, let's come down by 7. Okay, so you can use your curved ruler to connect, the 3 points together. The 2 points, I beg your pardon. Okay, you can use your curved ruler, you can use your armor curve, but the best option will be to just do a freehand sketch. So one, and then make sure you use pencil. I'm using marker because this is a tutorial. Okay, so you can just use your hand to draw the curve. So let me just use my hand, and I'm going to link this to the armhole point there. Okay, so like I said, make sure you use pencil, and then you can now use your curve to blend up the line. Okay, but for me, I feel the curve was slightly deeper than this, so I'm going to extend this to the underbust. Okay, then I'll just curve in slightly a bit, just slightly. Yeah, so I would not use the first line again. But like I said previously, some people might not want to reveal so much. Okay, so you could just draw the curve as you want. Now I'm going to discard this first line. Okay, then on my shoulder there, I'll divide my shoulder into 3 parts, and then I'll mark 1 part. So that's like 1/4 for me. Then I'll come back by 1/2 inch here. because the plunge is not exactly a V, it's like, you know, sort of curved. So with my curve roller, I'm going to create the curve like that. So like I said, make sure you use pencil so that you can correct any mistake. Okay, so here, so this is the plunge neckline. So I'm just going to shade it out so that we can see. Now for this, you could actually use a different fabric, you know, as your insert. That's for the shaded part. But the real style, you know, it was cut out. So now I will be cutting out. Before I cut out, I will fold my pattern paper into two. Yes, we need to throw the bust dart. So I'm going to throw the bust dart now. Now after throwing it like that, I'm going to cut off the excess paper before we begin to work on the main bodice, and I'm also cutting out my bust dart like that.
The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door.
Now you open up the pattern and then you begin to dissect. So this is one side of my pattern, okay, there, and I'm cutting off the waist dart. This is the part of the neckline that we do not want, the plunge part. So I'm just going to cut out like this. So like I said, you could actually replace this with another fabric, probably a mesh or tulle, if you don't want to leave that place bare. Okay, so then I want to just label the panels 1, 2, 3. Okay, I will be cutting out this other side. Now before we do that, because this place is bare, is not linked to the shoulder, there's possibility for it to have gaping. So I've just marked ½ inch on both sides. So I'll just blend that to my bust point with my curve ruler, and then I'll shade. So I'm also cutting out the shaded part.
The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Oh, and if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in. I'm falling.
So I'll be using my masking tape to close the bust dart now, which I just did. So like I said, you can replace this with your tool, or you just do it like this. Please, if you enjoyed this tutorial or you want me to do more tutorials on other types of neckline, you can indicate in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Bye.